Welcome, adventurer. Today, I'm going to show you how to beat the big bad of Greenwood in Legacy, Steel and Sorcery, Morg'thog the Cruel, to secure your legacy in Stonehaven. And guys, just a quick side note here, feel free to use the timestamps in this video to skip around to what's relevant for you. But let's get right into the guide. Alright, so you're ready to take on Morg'thog, but before we get into the fight, guys, and get into raid, we got to do some preparations, alright? Some preparations and also set some expectations. So when it comes to expectations, you can do this fight on any class, at any level. And then we also recommend you do this fight, at least for the first time, with 3 players. We just feel like this fight was designed for 3 players. It's almost like a raid boss style encounter. So you can also do it with 2. Right, I've successfully done it with 2, and if enough people would like a solo guide, I would be happy to take on the challenge of defeating him solo. I have not done that personally yet, but when it comes to your gear, guys, let me pull up my inventory here. So I'm going to try to kind of just do a brief overview here. Feel free to pause the video and to just create a comparable kit on your class. But I am a rogue main, as you can see here. So what you want to bring in for gear and armor is you want to bring in some whites, so some commons, and also some greens, some uncommons. So just create a nice little mix of whites and greens for yourself. And then when it comes to your healing items, of course you could spice it up, right, and bring better healing items if you want to. But for me, this is what I bring in. I bring in 9 health potions. I also bring in 5 stacks of linen bandages. I bring in about, 3 to 5. I always would rather be on the safe side with my bandages. And then when it comes to optional items, you got fortitude potions. These just help you increase that max health and really eat an extra slash or 2. And then when it comes to a very, very optional item, you got a poison antidote. This is a greater antidote. It's an uncommon version of the regular poison antidote. He is a poison boss. So if you do get poisoned, of course, it's going to be nice to have one of these. And then lastly, guys, the Goblin Lever. This is a very helpful item, especially in terms of extraction, so that when you do defeat Morg'thog, you can get out with the spoils. So if you do not have a Goblin Lever already, we're going to show you how to do that in the next section of this guide. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into that next section. Like I said, feel free to pause, create a kit. Once you got your kit ready to go, then we'll get into the next section of the guide, which is where you're going to find Morg'thog on the map to navigate to his lair, how you can get your hands on a Goblin Lever if you don't have one already, and then how you can take out the Ogre Guard guarding his lair so you can get in there, get into the arena, and start the fight. Quick fingers here, standing outside the lair of Morg'thog. Once you pull up your map in raid, you're going to see that the southeast corner of the map is where the lair is. Make your way over there. And if you don't have a Goblin Lever yet, guys, I got you covered. You're going to pull up your map as well, and you will see this bridge icon. This is the Goblin Bridge extract once you beat the boss. So what you're going to do is slaughter absolutely every single goblin in this area, and chances are one of them is going to drop a handy-dandy lever. And then once you have your hands on a lever, at the end of the raid, you're going to come over, slap that bad boy on the bridge, crank it, and then you'll be able to extract with the loot. You've got your hands on a Goblin Lever, and you're ready to enter Morg'thog's lair. Now, as you enter, guys, don't get too comfortable, because you're going to run into this guy, the Ogre Guard. And let me tell you, he's not happy that you are encroaching on his turf, or more importantly, that you just woke him up from his sacred afternoon nap. So, should you fight this guy? Yes, we definitely recommend taking him down, not only for his loot, but because you'll also get access to the treasure in his room and in this lair. And if you don't take him down, of course, he's not going to let you run his pockets that easy, guys, and steal all his treasure. He's going to try to kill you as you go for it, so it's best to just deal with him first and get him out of the way. If you want an in-depth breakdown of how to kill this Ogre Guard, there's actually a great guide from another YouTube creator that helped us to kill him. No cheese here. And so I'll link to that in the video description. But this Ogre Guard, the cool thing is he mirrors all of Morg'thog's attack patterns. So later on in this guide, we're going to break down all of Morg'thog's attacks in detail once we get into the fight. But once you've learned those, you're going to be well prepared to absolutely sauce this mini boss as well, guys. So this was actually the first time my team and I managed to take him down without getting hit. So this was a proper acing on our part. So definitely enjoy this footage here. And then once we get him down here, I think it's just in just a moment here. Oh, yeah, just a second. My warrior's going to slam the ground, and he's going to drop like a sack of potatoes. There he goes, guys. He is down. So now that you got the Ogre Guard down, you're all set to enter that dark, ominous veil there and enter the arena to take on Morg'thog himself. There are two main strategies for opening the fight with Morg'thog. Now, I need you to lock in for me here. We're going to get into the fight. So you want one player to dive into the arena, just like you saw there with my warrior. You're going to dive in, and your only goal is to pull Morg'thog's aggro, okay? So you're going to be pulling him close to the veil. You want the rest of the team to stand back. Just wait until you see Morg'thog slash through the veil, and that's how you know successfully that one player has pulled Morg'thog's aggro. So once you see it here, there's the swipe. That is your cue for the rest of the team to dive into the arena and get started taking out all the goblins. So once you see these goblins here, you want to slaughter each and every one of them. Okay, guys, it's just going to make your lives 10 times easier once you actually start the fight with Morg'thog to have all these goblins taken care of methodically. So this is the best method that we found to open the fight. This is called, we like to call it the goblin clear strategy. And once you complete killing all the goblins here, as you can see, you're going to call down your other teammate after you finish healing up to start the fight. So this is the preferred method. In an ideal world, this would be the only strategy that you would need, but we know that the game is an alpha. Things may change, but that is strategy number 1, guys. So, if you're finding that you're not able to pull Morg'thog's aggro through the veil anymore, sadly, then strategy number 2 is the one for you guys. And strategy number 2 is the just send it strategy. It is an absolute madness. You're just going to send it. You're just going to dive into the arena and get started fighting this guy. Now, when you jump in, okay, all players, this was a 2-man run. Morg'thog, he likes to bully one person. As you can see in this run, he is fully locked in on me. And so I am pulling him to the corner of the arena so that my warrior over there, he can take out all of the goblins. So this is the second strategy. It is tried and true method. This is the one that no matter what version of the game that we are in, this one is going to work for you. So if you're finding that method number 1, it isn't working anymore, you know, go to the tried and true, the trusty just send it method. So you've successfully opened up the fight, you've taken out all the goblins, and you're ready to take on the big boy by himself. Now, we've studied all of his attack patterns for you guys, so you can check them out here on screen, and you know exactly what to expect when you're fighting this guy. Morg'thog's Roar. This is his opener attack. He likes to use this one a lot, so he's just going to roar, and if you get hit by it, you're going to see these yellow circles around your feet, which just means that you're going to be slowed for a short duration. Now, his bread and butter attack, this is his overhead and swipe. As you can see here, it's fairly easy to predict. He's going to wind it up. Here's another angle of it. He'll wind up the attack. He's going to throw it down, and then he will always go for a swipe after it. So that is his overhead and swipe. His third attack, this is a single swipe. This single swipe, it's a pretty rare one, but when he throws it out, you got to be ready for it because you're usually not ready for it. So this is his single swipe. Be on the lookout for that one. His overhead red, this one is a lot more easy to predict because he's going to turn nice and bright red and then he's going to throw that overhead down. You do not want to get hit with this one. It is brutal if you get hit with this attack. His next attack is his lunge double swipe. Now his lunge double swipe, this is probably my favorite attack that he does. He's going to make a crazy noise and then he's going to just gallop towards you like a horse and just send out some nice wide sweeping swipes. So this one is brutal as well. You do not want to get hit with this one like you see me going down with that one there. Now, his next attack is his punch. We like to call it his cheap shot as well. He likes to throw this one off of the lunge double swipe, but he will also do it just about off of any attack. So you've always got to be looking out for his Mike Tyson right hook. Now, his poison cloud, he's going to grab the ground, he's going to create a cloud of poison. Pretty straightforward, but he also does a similar attack where he picks up a rock and throws it at you. You guys have to watch out for the aggro on this one. As you can see there, he just absolutely beams me with that rock when I was behind him. So whoever he's on, he's going to throw that rock at. So just be careful with the rock attack. And then this is his special attack, his ground pound. He likes to do this shockwave type of attack whenever he goes into his phases, and we are going to explain his phases in just a moment, but this is his ground pound attack. These are all of his main attacks, so as long as your entire team knows that these attacks are going to be thrown and you guys can call them out during the fight, then you're going to be in a very good place to be able to defeat this guy. Wrapping up this guide here, there are just some final tips and tricks that I think that everyone needs to know to fight this guy. So The first thing is that he has very, very weird aggro and kiting. All right, so I think they call him Morg'thog the Cruel because he doesn't let you off the hook. All right, this guy is brutal. If you get down by him, he might just take you out of the fight entirely. As you can see here with our teammate, he won't leave him alone even though we're the only ones attacking him, and he actually kills him completely during the fight, not allowing us to revive him. So if you can help it, don't go down. I know, easier said than done. Now, tip number 2, guys. This is his phase, okay? He goes into phases. I promised you I would explain his phases. Now, what his phases are, as you can see, he drops to the ground. He'll drop some green poison, smoke around him, and then he's going to go into his special ground pound ability, as you'll see in just a second. But I want to explain his phases. So he has his first phase, which is normal. Then he's going to drop to the ground one time, go into his second phase, and then he will do it one more time and go into his third phase. After he gets into that third phase, you're going to know that you're very, very close to defeating him. Now, this is a very important tip, probably one of the most important tips in the entire video. As you can see here, I'm going to absolutely eat his club in this clip, and the reason I'm able to do that is because my evade button is not an evade button, guys. Do not think of it as an evade or a dodge anymore. It is an invincibility button, so as long as you hit it at the right time, you're going to be able to dodge, evade, be invincible to any one of his attacks, okay? So think of it as an invincibility button. It's going to save you so many times instead of thinking of your button as a dodge button. Now, guys, I'm just going to play the rest of this clip here. This was a very exciting clip for us. This is the kill of Morg'thog for our first time. It was huge because, you know, I was putting together this guide, and also I know you guys are going to get that feeling as well when you kill him for that first time. It is an incredible feeling beating this guy for the first time, so definitely just enjoy the rest of the footage here, and then we're gonna wrap up the guide and I'll send you on your way so you can defeat this guy yourself. And that's it for the guide. I hope this helps you take down the Ogre King. If you found it helpful, drop a like and let me know in the comments that you cooked Morg'thog. Also, tell me what guides you'd like to see next for Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery. But until next time, adventurer, good luck out there in Greenwood, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!